Yeah, in your poop. And why don't you take some magnesium for that constipation? Some yogurt helps. Fucking raspberries, strawberries, any fruit will really get those bowels moving. They'll really do that. Something with Brie and poop. She must have been constipated when she tried pooping in Peter Nygaard's mouth, too. Maybe it's not the pregnancy. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe we're on to something. Now keep being a good girl. You gotta have to go bye-bye, and you can't watch when Gramps come in here. You being constipated doesn't make you high risk. Okay, Ruby, I know that you're broke right now. Brie, I know you're broke too. So if you guys would like to stay in here, I'm gonna need you each to send me a galaxy every 15 minutes that you would like to be in here. So I'll give you a little bit of time to collect the funds to do that. So Alexa, next, BV Bree is crazy. Praying court gets moved to Texas. It will. It will. Thank you, Monica. Oh my gosh, great. Alexa, next. Sorry, I can't battle with you right now. Hold on a second. I'm trying to help Gramps. Okay, good, Boop. She won't, just make sure she's not on live. And then just have her exit out of the, oh, there she is. I love this song. Okay, fuck. Now how do I add her? Okay, do you see the request button? Girl misses Gramps so much. At the bottom, you can click, I think it's the two little people heads. You can, oh, good. Someone just invited you. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm fine. Well, that was fun.
I know, trying to figure out. I was wondering if okay, that was not a fart. This is my dog. He just grunts. I was wondering if you have to go live a certain amount of times first. That's probably it.
I have no idea, obviously.
I know. It's crazy.
So, no, I just thought, I've been going through everything been going on.
Yeah.
And I loved it that when everything happened for some
Bree and Ruby, please, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
No, with everything happened, it was really funny that for all of a sudden my name was put in your mouth. Not to be ugly to you, but I was getting texts asking if I was talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bree was certain. She's like, oh, yeah. She's talking to Grams. It's like, no, this is the first time that Grams and I have spoke like this. Like, it's just recent, so.
Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows anything about me. When all that happened, when when all that happened, when they showed up at my apartment, I literally had a flood in my apartment and we had moved everything out. And I was getting in the bathtub when I got a text from my manager. And somebody was at the door. And, all I can say is I've made 2 police reports. I'm not really going to talk about it because it's still under investigation.
Right.
There was a lot of manipulation,
Yeah.
and I thought that I would talk to you tonight because people don't really know who I am.
Right.
Like one of the things that me and you have in common, I married somebody older than me. He was 20 years older than me.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
I recommend it to people, to be honest.
So, he had 4 kids. So I raised a total of 6 kids. And it's just the point where you have to kind of draw the line,
Right.
And it's disappointing because me and her had a lot in common besides Bree and Santos.
Right. And like probably
Her daughter and my son have the same birthday, and they both turned 30. So there was like little things like that was in common. And we were actually talking on the phone when all that happened, and she was getting ready to go to a Halloween party. So, you develop friendships and you share stuff with people that you think is going to be and confident, and then things start to happen and you start questioning in your mind. So
it probably makes you just question everything.
Oh.
Block Santos, please, you guys. Well,
I don't
let
read
me the gifts first and then block.
guys, I can't read comments. I don't have my glasses on. That was one of the things that my daughter did when she took my glasses, and she says, just don't read the comments, Mom. I said, okay.
Yeah, everyone and everyone in my chat, they're all very sweet. Everyone's very supportive. I think everyone knows by now who Bree, Santos, Ruby, this group of people are. So I feel like you already have a lot of support, and people just like, it feels like you just got taken advantage of. And like, I think that everyone here kind of sees them for who they are, especially now. And like, especially this like last year,
Yeah.
people see them for who they are. Nobody thinks you stole Chrome. Nobody thinks any. So I think that
it's sad, and it's just also very, very disappointing because even up until that Halloween night, me and Bree were still cordial and we were texting. I honestly don't think that Ruby and Santos knew what happened. So
right, like the actual conversation behind the scene.
Yeah, that went on. And the thing about it is at the end, I put my foot down. I put my foot down because it was back and forth.
Good for you.
So, and I had a lot going on in my life at that time. I had to be a witness in a criminal case. And I testified that day all day. And then the next day I had to testify. And if the cops, they literally were like, we're going to arrest you for a felon. And the criminal case had to do with my daughter.
Oh, wow.
He was found guilty, 9 felons, 12 misdemeanors. It wasn't worth the fight at that time because I had something else that I had to do. So if I would have gotten arrested, if anything else was going on, I would have been like, cuff me, Dano, take me.
Right.
You
Right.
know, I mean,
Had to play. Yeah.
seriously,
Yeah.
seriously. Um, so it's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. And but the thing about it is that I was working on some stuff kind of before Bree, and then talked with Bree about it. And I stopped doing everything because of that incident, because I didn't want my image, or, all of us have done stuff. Everybody keeps
Everyone
saying,
has passed. Everyone's, yeah.
oh, even I think even Ruby on Live says something like, "Oh, well, Grams, I want to be like you when I grow up." No, you don't. I've had to go through trials and tribulations to get to where I am, to be at the peace that I'm at.
Right.
You know, so that's all.
Yeah. It sounds like,
The good thing that I know that he's got all his shots now.
yeah.
I made sure he had all his shots. I made sure everything was taken care of.
Right.
Even with the hookworm medicine, I hope everything's good and healthy. I don't go and watch them online. I don't care to, because I know everything's a facade. Now,
Right.
I got caught up in the circus. Honestly.
Well, and I feel like that would be easy to do, especially like if you see, I don't think Bree's probably horrible, all this kind of stuff. You probably saw like some good things in her, you were around for a lot of it, and maybe wanted to help her.
The times that I was with her and we were alone, she was very childlike, and she was always kind to me. That's why I was just in shock what was going on.
Right.
Like literally, I was just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
I love the peaceful music you have in your background. It's a vibe. Does
And
that have like meditation music in the back?
I do it for the bulldogs so that
Oh,
they
I
all
love
calm
it.
down.
We're all zen. I love it.
We have a new little member. His name is
Oh,
Wally. His name is Walter Benjamin the Third, because he's the third bulldog. So
oh, that's so cute.
yeah, I kind of had a blessing right during Christmas, and it just kind of, let's just say, the universe kind of just put everything together.
Right.
You know. So anyhow, so the thing about it is that obviously y'all know I love bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's other bulldogs that I take care of, and I'm actually getting to take care of them more, since I'm not taking care of Chrome so much. Or Elliot, shall we say. And his name, the reason I want to tell y'all about his name, because it's not E.T., okay? This is kind of funny. So Teddy, my fluffy Old English bulldog, his name is Theodore Roosevelt the Turd.
The turd?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's so cute.
And so all of our dogs have like full names. And Winnie is Winifred Page, and that's my daughter's dog. And then we have, Walter Benjamin the Third. So
So cute.
the reason why we named Chrome Elliot was because Theodore Roosevelt's brother's name was Elliot Bullock Roosevelt. So we named him Elliot Bullet, because he does this when he gets excited. Oh my God, the zoomies, like, we had everything like stacked up high, because he would hit the coffee table. He would just run in circles. It was hysterical.
That's
So that's what we decided to name him, was Elliot Bullet Roosevelt. because they were brothers. They were
Oh,
partners in crime. They came from the same breeder. Teddy was there when, Elliot Crone, whatever you want to call him, so they kind of already knew each other. And I actually got Teddy after taking care of Chrome. I hadn't had my own dog in almost 9 years.
oh wow.
And I had inherited a dog. My best friend had passed away during COVID. And
Oh,
he actually left me the car that got vandalized and his dog and a small trust fund to take care of his dog. His dog was 17 years old. So I
oh
had
wow.
so I had Kita for a little bit, but with Kita, she always just kind of looked at me like, so now what? Like, what are we doing now? She was like the best trained dog off leash. She loved going to the beach, loved going to adventures. So she lasted like another 2.5 years with me.
No.
So, I take care of all kinds of dogs. I would take them, board them here at my house. I've got a couple of other clients, and the clients are more like friend clients, like that they know how I take care of my
Right.
dogs. So it's just kind of was like a side hustle during COVID, right?
Right.
Um, I kind of lost my train of thought. But after taking care of Chrome, my daughter came in and she's like, I think it's time. And I go, what? And she goes, do you want to get a puppy? And she's like, try to get in touch with, I'm not going to say his name, and see if we can bring Winnie down and we'll pick out a puppy for Christmas. So, or not for Christmas, it was for my birthday. So, when he found out that we had an old English bulldog, he goes, I do have an older dog, if you want to meet him. And when he sent me pictures of Teddy, I was just like, oh my God, yes.
And this
So,
is Chrome's or Elliot, his sibling from the same.
no, they're not the same siblings because Teddy is an old English bulldog.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's right. Okay.
So he's a fluffy old English. So his registered name is Charmin, like the toilet paper.
Oh,
So we changed his name too. So, that, when we adopt our pets, we make them kind of whatever our home is. And that's just how me and my daughter are.
oh,
So, yeah. So now we have a puppy.
oh,
So there's been a lot of carpet cleaning.
oh,
Yeah.
the name of the game with puppies.
Oh
It's
my gosh. Oh my gosh. And this one is just stubborn. He's stubborn.
right.
So we found his little hiding spot. We thought that he was doing so good. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, but we'll get there. And he's Teddy's shadow. So it kind of like healed a little bit here in the house,
Aw.
Oh my God. My daughter absolutely loves him. So,
Oh, I want another puppy, but I'm at capacity. Hi,
oh
Sophie.
my gosh, we are too. So,
I'm
'cause
like, when
we're
I
in the,
talk to my husband, I'm like, okay, it's either another baby or a puppy. So
yeah.
we'll see which.
No.
What.
So I hate that we couldn't go live. I had like my snacks ready, my lip gloss chapstick.
If you go live, and everyone follow Grams too, even if you go, so I think you have to go live 3 times for like 30 minutes and then, or something like that. And then, I mean, you could just, the more you do it, it's
Yeah. So anyhow, so I've always wanted to have like a bulldog rescue, because I just always loved them.
right.
My dog that I had 9 years ago was actually a Neapolitan Mastiff, and he was kind of like my soul dog. So I got him during my divorce. So, yeah. And then we have a cat. We have a cat, Misdemeanor.
Misdemeanor. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
So, yeah, she's something else.
I have a here. Come here. This is my, oh gosh.
My daughter literally said, "No more animals. This is it."
Oh,
She's the one that's kind of like the husband that's like, Where are you spending
Enough is enough.
what are you spending your money on? Why do
Right.
you keep, how come you don't, every time you go out, you do not need to bring a toy home to the dogs?
Sure I
So,
do.
yeah, I do. So,
Um, so so your car did get vandalized and you don't anything you don't want to, I'm not, I just
yeah.
didn't know. You never know what is true. So they like somebody what slash your tires or whatever?
So, I hate to say, guys, I'm a cigarette smoker, okay?
Girl,
Especially,
when I have wine, I
especially
smoke
when
cigarettes.
I'm nervous and I'm upset and I'm just like, you know, I hate it. I wish that I could quit. I've tried. I've quit for several years and then started back again. Um,
No judgment
so
here.
anyhow, so
I have
I couldn't go to sleep, so I went down to the car, and I saw that all four tires were flat. And so one of the tenants here, he's a mobile mechanic. So I text him, and he looked at it and he says, I don't have an air compressor that will my air compressor is not working. And he says, so, but I think all they did was like break the valve and let the air out. And so
so
we
it's not
called
like they got slashed per se, but they still
right. So that's what I originally thought happened. So I waited in the morning till my daughter woke up. We called AAA. They came out and it was slashed. So and then it was taken to the tire shop, and the tire shop, AAA, they found where there was damage underneath the car, and so they had to look at it. So basically, the car got totaled out. So because
wow.
it was a hybrid car, so I made a police report. They've got all their stuff that they need.
Yeah.
Um,
Unbelievable. Like that's
it's sad. No, it's sad.
it
It's
is.
sad.
Right, Angie?
It's sad. And when I saw
Especially
the
when
video,
it sounds like
when I saw the videos, it just kind of hurt. It kind of hurt a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So did
um,
you have like cameras around your apartment complex or anything at least? Well,
well,
you don't.
yeah, there's surveillance cameras all over it, and the manager basically gave the footage to the police. I gave it to it, and
Good.
now we have 7 cameras. We have every single window has a camera right now. We've got 4 cameras in the garage. Tenants gave me their Wi-Fi information so that we could put the little bitty cameras up.
Right. Good.
So
That's just so invasive and
it was embarrassing because a lot of these tenants are elderly, and um as y'all know, I'm a caretaker. So um it was a little embarrassing, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
And even with the doxing of my address and stuff, I would, because the police officer basically told me if I wanted to pursue anything, it was a civil case. And like I said, I didn't have the energy
Right.
at the time. I mean, I didn't.
Right.
Um, so, but then the slashing of the tires and all of that, um, there's just a point to where you have to say enough is enough.
Yeah,
And
yeah, how much you're willing to put, like, because it's emotional, it's like it's a lot, so it's like you have to be like, okay, how much longer do I want to fucking deal with this after everything that you've already gone through, you know?
yeah, and it's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
Um, I was probably the joke of when all 4 of them were around. Kind of. Do you remember the commercial, the Wheaties commercial, when they were like, "Get Mikey to eat it. Mikey will eat anything." Do you remember that
I
commercial at all?
don't, but I know the vibe that you're talking
Like the
about. 'Cause
vibe.
it's
So,
adorable.
I kind of like looking back and looking through my texts and stuff. It was like, get Grams to do it. Grams will do anything. So,
That's the thing with them is just from what I've seen, it's like they'll use people until they don't need them anymore and then do whatever at whatever cost. No one thinks that you stole Chrome. I don't know for sure. This is what I think.
I didn't steal Chrome.
No, God
I
no.
didn't steal
It
Chrome.
sounds to me you and Bree had an arrangement, and she probably didn't tell Santos or anyone. And then he was probably like, "What the fuck?" And then she was like, "Oh shit, what am I gonna say?" And then none of her story didn't add up at the beginning. She's like, "Oh," like she kept going back and forth. Like it was like, "Oh, well, I told her she had to pay half now, half then." It's like, well, if she just randomly stole Chrome, why would you guys have already discussed price? It's just like, but
And literally the police officer was like, just let her give you money back and give her back the dog. Like, and I get it. LAPD has a lot better things to do. And honestly, it sounds like a circus. Ruby's videos on live, trying to make it look like Chrome was abused. Like, I have the footage on my end too.
right.
Because as soon as she went live, I clicked it just to have it for myself. And so,
yeah, I don't think anyone believed that for a second. I don't think anyone was like, wow, Graham, she did this, that. No, nobody believed. No, still to this day, nobody. Yeah. They look like the fucking assholes because they are. But
how do I pause? One of my friends is asking where I'm at. Where did I go? How do I
click on it and pause, or you could also mute.
Just swipe.
I know, I'm trying to think because I'm not on it. Madison, I will never believe Brian's on. Nobody will. Nobody ever will.
No.
So you can mute it and then just scroll right out, or like swipe up. I would mute, swipe up, and then you can pause or whatever, and then it'll pause when you. Yeah, so hit the microphone to mute, and then you can swipe out, and then.
Okay.
Whatever, and then I'll just go for the comments. Grams is being nice about everything. That tells how good of a person. For sure. Like I'm saying, nobody. It seems like she was always there for them. All this. God, fuck, I have to pee. Now's my chance. Oh, okay.
I'm back. No, it was just disappointing. And it now kind of makes me question everything that's kind of goes on in my life.
Well, yeah, it gives you
definitely some PTSD.
Makes you,
definitely some PTSD.
Yeah, it's traumatic. I'm sorry that you went through that. It's vile.
So, no, I mean, it wasn't like I went through anything horrible. Like I said, Bree was always nice to me. She lured me in.
I think that's why it's like that's why it's like I got so much shit for not hating Bree or whatever until they took it too far with me. Because there is parts, like I see some good in, like I don't think she's probably this horrible. I don't know if she's just kind of lost all hope at this point, probably, but I can see why, you were there for her and all of this kind of stuff. And I think, honestly, she just fucking went to the dark side and is never coming back. Manipulation.
Yeah.
How did you and Bree meet? Like, how did that come about?
Okay, you want the honest answer?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not really sure what all I can say on TikTok. So, these are things that people don't know about me. When I was 30, I had a brain tumor.
Oh, wow.
And when I had it removed, and I was on a lot of pharmaceuticals. And when I got divorced, we were living in California. And my daughter was 16 years old, and she looked at me and she goes, "Mom, you just need to smoke weed. That's it." Can I say that? Or flower garden? What do I
Say
say?
Mary Jane, or
Okay.
even if you say, like, I literally just say Schweed or smoke. I literally
Okay.
just change the word, or you can just say flower. Flower is good.
Or is that
Garden,
what they
yeah.
say in the song?
Stuff like that. Yeah,
You
that
know, and
garden.
so my best friend at the time, she gave me some flour. And so for the first time I ever gardened was with my daughter, and she was 16 years old. So I know that sounds horrible, but I was like terrified to smoke, and my daughter was like, "It's okay, I'll smoke with you." And I'm like, "No, you can't. That's
It
horrible.
probably was.
I'm a horrible mom. I can't do this."
No.
So, the thing about it is my daughter caught my husband cheating. So that's why we got divorced. Okay. So it was basically one of these things where
For the heart, me tap
when
tap
she
tap.
woke me up, okay, we were together for 20 years, married 16. Okay,
Wow.
he was a doctor. I'm a retired nurse. Okay. My grandmother, I went to college, and I'm from the South, like deep roots. Like the movie The Help. Okay, there's a couple of
Yeah.
people I would like to make a shit pie for, no lie. Okay, I love that movie, and that's kind of how I grew up.
Yeah.
So, my grandmother told me I was going to college, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do. There's nothing that interests me. My grandmother looked at me and she goes, "Honey, you don't go to college to get a degree. You go to college to get a husband." And I was like, okay,
That's great.
and so.
So I mean, hey.
you know so there's things that I've done, like he was 20 years older than me. He was married. We had an affair. He left his wife. We ended up, so anyhow, I was his fourth wife. So, first husband for me, fourth wife for him. I did last the longest, so I do get his social security.
Hey,
So,
it.
grams. you know um I've got two beautiful children, out of the marriage. I live with my daughter. So I live with my daughter because she's epileptic.
Oh, wow.
She cannot live alone. And so my job's always before provided housing. I've worked for an apartment complex to help move seniors out of apartments into like assisted living. I've worked in the cannabis business everywhere for 13 years. So, during the time that I was around Bree and Santos and Ruby and MJ, I don't know if you can call it the plug, but people always give me flour,
Yeah.
and so I would always just give them, whatever extra. There was a time where Bree was like, "Don't give Santos anything." I said, "Okay." Um, so if you want to call that a plug, they never paid me for it. It was a gift. So, but
That's nice of you.
I do a lot of work.
They probably wouldn't have paid you
I do a
anyway.
lot of work in the cannabis business. Like I go to city council meetings. I had my own delivery service when it was medical in Hollywood, that was legal. So I just kind of got into it, and it all happened because of the divorce and sitting behind
Hey.
the car with my daughter, because it literally went to, how do I get this wholesale? Like, I shouldn't be having to pay these prices for this. And then I ended up meeting like farmers at the city council. Back years ago, I was
The
driving back.
chat saying,
I was
I want
driving
to hang out
back.
with Grams.
Huh?
Dang. The chat is just funny. They're like, I want to hang with Grams.
Y'all
Dang.
can come
The
hang with
plug.
me. I got this big ass couch from TikTok. We love TikTok shop.
Loves the
Okay.
They're like, dang, Grams, you're a
If
baddie.
y'all ever see me online or in a chat late at night, you can guarantee I'm shopping.
Oh,
We've
for
got we've got two of the sharks. Like I should do the TikTok shop. So because literally that's all it is.
you should.
Last year it was all to me. I got stuck in Oregon up by you. I got stuck in that huge storm where we had like 80 miles an hour wind. I was right
Oh,
there. I was right there. Oh my God, what's the name of it? It's where the river and the ocean meet. Right, right on the Oregon line. It was scary. Me and my daughter stayed in an RV.
oh gosh.
Without,
Oh, the
no,
gorge.
because I literally was like, we took care of somebody's property while they went out of town. And literally, they had an RV, and there are other places they Airbnb'd. So I took care of the Airbnbs and the animals while they were gone for us to get away for a couple of weeks. Um, we were up there, and the storm, the winds, and the way that it whipped, and it was a nice RV. You know, it had good insulation. There is no damn way I could live in an RV.
Yeah, I would have a hard time too. I mean, I like an art for traveling or vacation or this and that, but living full time, it would be hard. Some people can do it, and like props to them. I just
Right.
probably couldn't.
So yeah, so
You should do
um
TikTok shop. They're like
yeah, so
TikTok shop. What about the couch? Yeah, dude, you should. Well, everyone will go follow you. You should start going live more. Do that. I mean, might as well.
right. So yeah, so I also have another account that's the Snort Society, and that's gonna be my rescue. And if I ever decide to start battling, I'm I'm done. All the money goes towards the rescue.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, you'll
So
just have to go live a few times and
y'all
then
can
more
clock it.
battles.
All my money is gonna go to a rescue.
I love that.
So I went down in Skid Row with the Bulldog Cartel this Christmas, and me and my daughter gave out water, and we also did feminine packs for the women.
Oh, I love
And we
that.
put them in little
Oh,
bags and everything, and I did like a little baby's breath in it. So
that's so cute.
that's one of the things. Like I breed Teddy, so he still studs out.
Oh,
But the last conversation that I had with him, I told him that I wanted him to take a certain amount of money and put it aside because the work that they did during Christmas time down on Skid Row, it was amazing. You know, just to be even part of it.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay,
There's
I'm
a
gonna pee my pants. You can still continue talking, or
so
if you want to pause while I'm there, or just keep. I mean, I love this, but just I gotta pee.
I can tell y'all a funny
Yeah, yeah,
story
tell them
about
a funny
being in
story. I'll be
Skid.
right back.
Okay. So the night before we were supposed to go down to Skid Row, they contacted me and asked me if I had gotten any water. Well, I had gotten like 6 cases donated. They told me they didn't have any water. So me and my daughter got up early that morning, went and got a U-Haul and got 2 pallets. But we actually ordered 3 pallets, but they had to put one back because it wouldn't fit in the U-Haul. So we take it down to Skid Row, and we've been giving out water, but we ended up having way too much water, so we started giving cases out, like to the families, because there's actually a lot. It's crazy down there. It is so crazy. But we started giving cases of water out, and this little old lady in a wheelchair came up and she goes, "Honey, baby, can I get some of those cases? Like a couple of them? I'm just pushing here in my wheelchair." And I was like, "Sure." And I even helped her get to the corner. So we're still giving out cases. And I had a friend's son go with us, just kind of a little bit for security. I saw him loading up her wheelchair and helping her across the street. And I'm like, damn, that's a lot of water. Next thing I know, my daughter's helping her get water across the street. And we're talking about like 5 cases in this wheelchair. So I ended up missing my turn getting back on the interstate. And I see her on the corner and she is selling the bottles of water and she is twerking on her wheelchair. And it was just hysterical. So she literally took all that water and sold it and did like a hustle on the side of the street where we were giving it out.
I'm scrolling up that. Dude, so side note, so Ruby, so I have her number. I didn't give her my real number because I'm not stupid. So
Yeah.
she's this texting app. She texts me, she goes, unblock me now. You can get more views. Unblock Santos too. What the fuck do you not want your live to pop off? And I responded, I don't care about views, bro. Like that's not why. Like that's not what this is about. Or I wouldn't have muted.
Well, the thing about it is I've had a very interesting life.
Yeah.
Like, even with Perez, like Perez owned a boy band that I have a bunch of kids that are now adults because my daughter is in the acting industry. Okay. So when she was younger, me being married to the doctor, I had the privilege of being with the kids. So a lot of times when events were going on, I would have a couple of extra kids with me. And so they ended up starting to be my fairy godchildren. So that's what I call Dana. So Dana was in his boy band, I Am 5. And so I kept trying to remember where I had met Perez because it's been like years. But I met him at the Nickelodeon Awards. And I met him a couple of times, when he came and checked on the boys if they were doing rehearsal or somewhere around it. So they're cute. They were like a little, trying to be like a little NSYNC, band.
That's so cute.
Yeah. So it's weird how kind of the circle kind of goes around.
Yeah.
So
Small world, honestly.
Yeah.
Were those messages from tonight? Yes. And I just wanted to say this because, and I said, I don't give a fuck about, I said, I don't care about views. And then they said, Ruby. Okay, the glove is coming. None of us are coming into the live anymore. You lonely soul. I said, I don't give a F. I don't know what the glove means. Like, I don't care. So just like, because people are like, oh, Sip's working with blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not. I would never.
Gosh. And and that's the thing about it is I've decided, because,
just so people can see. I did crop the number.
there are some women that have, during that whole, I don't give a shit what they have to say. Am I allowed to say that on TikTok?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as it's just, I don't know. I think so.
I don't know.
They'll tell me if
They'll probably try to get me banned anyway. So,
everyone keep tapping too. I'm sure they're reporting they are on here on fake pages, which fuck them. They could watch if they want. I'll keep blocking them because I'm not doing this for views, clout, any of this. I am doing this for one. I think that Grams is a wonderful person and I think that she deserves to be heard. And I think that they want to control the narrative and they want to come in here and start mess or get to Grams. And I'm not going to fucking allow, I'm not going to have it. So they can try and whatever, they can go suck a dick, to be honest. So sorry.
Here's the thing that happened. When all that happened with my car, I came at, like, I understand now, like, the rage. Like, I was just so, like, the audacity because literally a couple of weeks ago, they took that car to Mexico because Ruby's car had a flat and was on a donut.
Wow.
So it's kind of ironic, You
do that for them, and then in return, they total your car.
The thing about it is that when you go in, there's so much chaos. It's almost like you kind of agree. Like, I drove them to Palmdale thinking they were going to ride with Ruby and them. And halfway there, Ruby texts me and says, we have a donut. And the next thing you know, they're taking my car. I remember calling my daughter just, to let her know I was going to let them take the car. She didn't answer. And I was like, is that the universe for y'all to take my car? And so they took the car. And I'm out of all, I don't know. It was just disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, and I know I'm just curious and you don't have to answer anything. You could just say that you can't talk about it right now. But so did you and Bree have an agreement about Chrome, or is that something you're just that's still not talking about yet? And it's totally okay. I'm just curious.
I can talk more in detail about it later on.
Yeah, totally.
It was kind of like an over period of time. And, you know, they knew about the Snort Society. I had talked to them about it. There was actually a house that was down the street from where they lived. And I had an investor get us an appointment to go see the house. It's so gorgeous. It's like an big colonial home right in the middle of Hollywood. And I was like, that would be perfect, to do like a little content house, and the money go towards like a rescue.
Oh.
So they knew about it, and so there's just a lot of things that just kind of got manipulated.
Yeah.
And like I said, in the end, I just put my foot down.
Good.
I put my foot down.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. It sounds like they're like, let's see how much I can take advantage of this lady who has a good heart. And then probably when you started putting your foot down and they're like, I can't quite maybe manipulate this like I once could, then, on to the fucking next. And it's going to continue. That's what happened.
Every time that I would go and pick up Chrome, just the way that he looked at me, like I almost felt like he felt like they were the babysitters.
Like you were his home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I won't really talk about what was going on, why I had to take him to the vet and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I got attached to him.
Would he pay you to watch him, or were you just... Or you don't have to say that either.
No, I don't mind saying it because I had to get honest with my daughter. I had lied to my daughter, thought that Bree was paying me. And like I said, going back through the texts, I see where I text her and I'm like, we need to sit down and figure out what I'm doing. What am I doing for you?
Right.
But there was always chaos. So me being from the South, I was raised just to kind of, step aside. And it was chaos. It was chaos all the time.
Like it's constant. I don't even know. Obviously, I don't know. Just from what I see, and I know that what they put on the internet is what they want, but it's like, it just seems just like constant. Like,
yeah.
What a life. Like, not in a...
And I think that Santos thinks that I was against him, but the thing about it is, like, when I would go and pick up Bree to go take her to either to her doctor's appointments or go shopping or, take her and drop her off here or there. So a lot of times Santos would come with us. But when she would come out and she would say, no, he wasn't going, it all coincides like when he would get mad at me. Like, almost like he thought that I was trying to keep her away from him. Now that I look back at it.
Right. Or like him being annoyed, like thinking you were in her ear, or...
I go over our texts and I'm like, red flag everywhere. Where did you not see it? Where did you not see it?
Well, it's hard when you're in the moment, and it's also because you do seem like such a good-hearted person. It's hard, I would assume, like, to not want to give her the benefit of the doubt and, be like, oh, maybe it's not, or it's easy to not notice those red flags in the moment,
I don't even know if it's ever been said, but Valet, I was the one that went and got winter stuff.
Oh, from Valet and Jordan?
Yeah. And I'd asked everything that I've asked Valet, she stuck to it. Like when I came and picked up everything, I was like, just please don't post anything on the internet. This doesn't need to be, I don't want it to be social media. And she agreed to it. Me and Bree had a conversation after I picked up the clothes. And I had told her the same thing. And then, like 6 weeks later, she went live and told our conversation. And hearing it from Bree saying it, I sound like a horrible person. And I didn't mean it as a horrible person. Valet looked very sad.
Right.
And I gave her a hug and I told her thank you. She was very nice and she was very polite. And the same with Jordan. Every time I talked to Jordan, he was polite. He never once raised his voice to me. Yes, was it a back and forth thing trying to get what she wanted? Yes, it was. But in the end, just by waiting and being nice to everybody, she got what she needed, and that was winter stuff.
Right.
It didn't have to be all this chaos.
Just keep tapping.
Right. Because it was chaos. They even had somebody follow me from the MILF house when I left. A car tried to follow me, but for me, I've lived in Hollywood for almost 13 years, so I know all the back roads up in the hills.
Right.
So I just kind of laughed because I was like, you don't even know where I'm going, like.
Right.
And I had text Bree and Santos, and they told me, they were like, drive here, have them pull up here, and I'm like, no, they're not going to be able to follow me. Like, why have all the chaos?
Right.
And it was constant chaos. And I can't believe that I got caught in the middle of it.
So how long were you close with Bree? It was like, so the milk, like
5 months. Oh, and you had asked me how I had met Bree.
yeah,
And
yeah,
we kind of got sidetracked. So,
yeah, I kind of did with your story.
So that night, I had, I guess, eaten my vegetables, as we can say.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. And I got in the bathtub because I take a hot bubble bath every night.
Love that.
Like that is my thing. Like, don't bother me. It's always been that way.
Love a bath. I use a lot of magnesium. Bree, I know you're watching that with constipation. Anyway, continue.
So I guess I had taken like maybe one too many vegetables, and Chrome came across my page, and I take care of dogs. My Instagram is the Dog and Pony Show in LA, and those are the dogs that I take care of. And so I reached out to her, and she ended up answering me back. So, it just kind of happened. Like, I didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, honestly, I didn't. My daughter will say, my daughter is so much like the parent now. It is hysterical. She's like, if she knows that I'm going to be eating vegetables, she's like, no electronics. Give it to me.
You're just like, that dog is cute. Let me.
Yeah. Oh my God. So just adorable.
Someone said
Just adorable.
Rams with Ruby. No, I think that Queen Bee they're going to be using her up for all they can, and at some point it's going to be the same situation. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that when they can be done using that up, then it's just
yeah. So I just kind of went from there, and I helped them kind of get set up in the apartment. Just kind of helped out here and there.
Yeah, and we were at court with her as well.
Her bed, me and a friend put together because it sat in the box for so long, and she left the keys for me to go and put her bed together. There are just certain things. It went kind of more a little bit, so that's why I always laughed when it was like the assistant, the this, the that, and it's just me. It's just Grams.
Yeah.
And I felt sorry for her. I did.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like you just got taken advantage of. So do you think that if the whole Chrome thing and napping, we all I'm just saying that as a situation, nobody fucking believes that. Do you think that you guys would have continued your relationship?
No, I was exiting. It was getting way too toxic. That's why I put my foot down when it came down. I was like, fuck it. What have I got to lose? I'm leaving anyway.
Right. Right.
Like, who buys a $10,000? You know that she hadn't taken the dog to the vet because every time you take the dog to the vet, the first thing they do is scan him. So I knew he hadn't had his shots. He hadn't had anything, except what the breeder had given him.
Right. The initial.
Right. But they have to have boosters, and you're a pet owner. So, and I asked my vet, I said, well, what would you do if I brought in a stray and we didn't know if it had just had its shots yesterday? She goes, well, this is what we would do. And I says, okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And I don't regret getting his health taken care of.
No, absolutely not, because they probably wouldn't have,
I mean, he's a character. Like, he is a character. And when he was with Teddy, we're just talking, all I did was laugh.
Just watching them kind of like this.
Yeah. I ended up getting a trainer for Teddy because, I grew up, we bred Rottweilers and Akitas when I was younger. So I grew up with around dogs. But with Teddy, he was so funny. Every time I would try to train him, I couldn't yell at him. All I could do was laugh. So we ended up bringing in a private trainer, and that worked really good. So, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't be forceful with him because he was just so goofy.
Right.
So, yeah.
My sister had Nikita too. My friend on here, one of my mods, she's CCK9 Kennels. She breeds dogs and all of that. You guys would get along really well.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, like with Teddy, if you go back and you look at his pedigree, I do know that there's dogs that are overbred. Like, I don't deny it, especially with the Frenchies. Like, the kennels are full of them. But there are breeders out there that are, respectful and
care about the animals, not just for money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the whole Halloween night is one of those things where it just I need to kind of break it down and start from the beginning because it is, such chaos here and there.
Sorry, one sec. Chat, just a reminder, we're not going to be talking about Bree's son or him in any capacity. So if any questions on that, I'm just going to be skipping over those, just to reiterate.
I do have one thing to say about 2K.
Okay.
Just one thing.
Okay.
Going through my texts and reading them, and the way that I disrespected him by believing what they told me.
Yeah.
If I could see him face to face, I would apologize to him.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was wrong. It was wrong. I went on information from other people with not knowing the full story.
Right.
Sure. And the whole court thing, it was exhausting.
Right, because you went to court with them, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure, listen, he's had to deal with Bree. I'm sure he knows how manipulative she is, and that there's no way she would be giving you the full truth, and I don't think that he would know that.
The girl should be getting Oscar awards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she, I don't know. I feel sorry for her. Because there was moments where you could see there's a good person in there. But it's just a brief moment.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like again, I don't have a lot of personal experience with her. The stuff I do have now is really fucked up. She's gone really far. I feel like the more time that goes by and the longer she's with Santos and the longer she's in this position, the further and further that good person that's deep, deep in there gets buried. Like, and at some point it's just going to be like, non-existent. And it's really sad.
You know, I can share this. My son is diagnosed with bipolar schizophrenic.
Okay.
Okay, and it hit him at 22.
Oh, wow. Like no symptoms or anything before that?
Well, he was a lightweight boxer.
Oh, wow.
So, being in the medical field, I believe things like that, you know, that they kind of are in like a domain, and then if something triggers it,
yeah,
then it will come forward.
That.
You know, my son, unfortunately, is the schizophrenic that is violent. So he does not know where me and my daughter live.
Oh.
You know, so it's one of those. However, he calls me and we speak at least probably about once every 2 weeks. You know, he checks in.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's one of those things, but there's a lot of toxic behavior that I saw in my son that I see in that relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a psychiatrist. You know, sometimes I think that maybe, you know, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. Mm-hmm. And she's kind of dug a hole that's so deep, I don't know if she knows how to get out of it.
Yeah.
So it just keeps getting deeper and deeper.
And then it's like when she almost climbs out of it, she gets back in and then goes even deeper. Like each time, almost, and then it's going to be the point where she can't reach out of it at all anymore. So,
you know, and I don't know who was spreading around, you know, about the toilet pictures and all of that.
Yeah.
But it's almost like, you know, I almost felt like in that group there is what y'all call a mole. Mm-hmm. You know, like, because I know the people that I sent the pictures to. Because girl, when I tell you I went through my texts, I even downloaded IMAXing, I think is what it's called. It's a program where you hook up your phone, and because I was like, I can't screenshot all this stuff and print it out. The messages go on and on and on and on. And so there's a program called IMAXing to where you can download your texts and print them out. And so I just paid for it. I paid for it and I printed it all out. So, you know, and there's other people that have it that I trust.
Thank you, Ryan.
You know? So
yeah, I think that yes, I agree. And I don't think that everyone has her best interest, and she trusts the wrong people. She probably booted or disregarded you, who has a good heart and keeps people around who don't actually genuinely care.
I think she lied to Ruby and Santos, and I think she told them that I refused to give the dog back.
Yeah. Yep, I believe it.
And my words were, I'm still, because we had talked about buying Chrome before, I'm still willing to buy Chrome. However, he's not coming back. Like, he's not coming back.
Right.
So, but it was just, you know, it was just one of those things. One of those things, I mean, it happened. They would be stupid to come back in the neighborhood because not only of all the cameras, but
yeah,
my daughter's lived here 7 years. So everybody on the block knows her.
Right.
And, you know, everybody keeps an eye out for everybody, but now everybody is on a little extra high alert.
Well, yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, and Santos is a freaking loose cannon. Who knows what that guy's going to do? I mean,
I just don't understand the black glove thing.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. She texted me. Ruby just texted me the same thing. The glove is coming. Oh no! We're so
Like,
fucking weird.
what do y'all think? I don't understand it.
I don't either. It's
I
so
don't understand it. You know, and if for some reason something happens to me and I end up on a 2020 episode,
oh my
then
gosh.
so be it.
Ugh. Well, we would probably know who it is. Like, he's threatened my children. He's, I mean, so like I don't know if you haven't seen it. So the Queen Bee, she's never fucking liked me. I think it's
Yeah.
because I had kind of gone live with Bree for a little bit. Santos, they were shouting me out. She just didn't like. I don't know what the fuck it was because I was never like a really big hater of Bree and Santos.
Yeah.
I wasn't like there were so much bigger fish than little old me who wouldn't even really talk shit about them. So really, this is all fucking Queen Bee's fault. But um, she started like she texted me and saying fuck around, find out, sent me a photo of my husband, this and that, and then gave my number to Santos. I mean, said I'm gonna call your children's school. I'm gonna this, that, and the other. And then when he was came on here and I was like, you threatened my kids, and he's like, are your kids even still alive? Blah blah blah. And it's like it's just having those thoughts even come out of your fucking mouth.
No, and hearing that come out of your mouth, and me knowing my relationship with Queen Bee, I'm like, what the fuck? What the helly what kind of bubble was I in to not realize? Because I'm usually really good at reading people.
Yeah.
I do think that the times that they fought, me and Santos would go outside and sit and talk and garden together. We would walk and talk together. And he would tell me what happened. Now seeing kind of what's going on now, I think he was trying to do his best to like not completely crash out on her.
On Bree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it, I don't know. I wasn't there for the fight. So I was always called afterwards.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just sad. It's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's just, it sounds,
Like me and Queen would talk every day.
Yeah.
But like I said, we didn't really talk. Like, I don't know crap about TikTok, as y'all can see.
Yeah.
I have no idea. My daughter was supposed to be here when I did this to help me, and she got called in for a job. So she went to work. So I was like, screw it, I'll do it. I'll figure it out.
We figured it out.
We figured it out.
Did
Yeah,
you
it's sad and it's disappointing.
Did your fallout with Queen Bee happen right when it happened with Bree and Santos, or did you guys still talk for a little bit after?
We text afterwards. And then the whole Thanksgiving thing, I kind of stopped talking to her after that. It wasn't like we were talking about Bree or Santos or anything like that. It was just like, I can't believe this is how it's ending.
Right.
Like one of those.
It's just gonna be.
And then the whole Thanksgiving thing. It was kind of a little bit of a jab, and that's kind of where the line just kind of went like, you're behind the scenes. You know what really happened.
Right.
And you're not speaking up for what was right. And she didn't know she didn't know anything about me taking Chrome to the vet or anything like that. When we did speak, I was like, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I haven't, because usually I send her pictures of Chrome every day, or whatever. And
wait, what's the Thanksgiving thing? Just that Queen Bee going over there for Thanksgiving, or?
It was just kind of a little bit of a jab, because every once in a while, we would text each other and just kind of be like, I hope all's well.
Oh, that she went there with them.
And it just kind of, it was just it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, just a little bit of a jab.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I didn't, what you're talking about with Queen, I didn't see that side of her,
Right.
So it's just kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But I'm a person now that I look back at everything that's ever happened that I would say was a negative in my life, there's always been a positive at the end.
Right. Something.
And I know there's just some kind of weird, there's just going to be some kind of weird universe. For some reason, I was put in this, and all this happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Even though it's hard, it's heartbreaking. It's sad. I did give Bree with the first pregnancy. I gave her my daughter's christening gown that me and my girlfriends made.
Aww.
And so she has that. She'll probably burn it. Me and my daughter were talking about it, and my daughter's very whatever. My daughter's my daughter's not materialistic.
Right.
Let's put it like that. And she's not sentimental. It's weird. She's just kind of stuff is stuff. So
there was obviously a good close relationship that you had with them. So it is sad, and you have to mourn that relationship, even though you're angry and mad and all the stuff that happens. It's still sad because you cared about her, and I'm sure, vice versa. It's just
Santos would ask me about it. He'd be like, "So what do you think makes a good relationship?" And I look at him, I go, "I'm divorced. What makes you think I can give good? What makes you think I have good advice on a relationship?" I kind of felt that chapter of life,
Well, then you could probably know what not to do, I guess. And what not to do, I think anyone can see, is that they should just probably not be together.
Oh, girl, I love being right now. Everything is I love being single.
Yeah.
I love somebody not after taking care of 4 stepchildren. My ex-husband, his mom had one leg that she lost her cancer. The dad had Alzheimer's, really bad, and I helped take care of them. I am so glad sitting here in the quiet.
Yeah.
With the jazz music, the bulldogs
are very peaceful. It sounds over
when
there.
When the trainer told me, I was like, I just want them all to calm down at night. At night is when I just want them all to be quiet. And she showed me it's a YouTube channel. It's jazz music for dogs to sleep to, and it works.
Yeah,
they're all asleep.
She has the same kind of music in the background for her dog too. I think it really does seem to work.
I don't know why. It works for me too.
Yeah, I know. It is nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's just kind of ironic. But I had to get honest with my daughter and tell her, Bree's never paid me. But me and Bree never sat down. Every time the Texas, it would be like, we need to take a time to sit down.
Right.
And talk. With me working in the cannabis business, there's a lot of brands where I would come in and kind of rebrand them. I did Mike Tyson CBD water. I kind of brought everybody to the table for that. So I don't know.
A lot of people are asking, and you don't have to answer anything. Do you know if they want to know? And again, don't. If this was at Thanksgiving, or are you?
Thanksgiving is when didn't Blanca? Oh, I'm sorry, Queen Bee.
I call her Blanca. We know who she is.
Wasn't she the special guest at
Yeah,
Bree's Thanksgiving? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, which was so dumb because nobody knows who that lady is. I think everyone was like, "Oh, who's the special guest?" And then it ends up being Blanca, and it's like, really?
I don't know. I just feel like there's something really deeper in the story that I think I'm just like a little
Or
grain
like
of
Santos
salt.
was a special guest and then maybe they backed out, or I don't know. I think it's
I
pretty
don't know.
known that he was there, but I think that'll all come out in court.
Well, at another later date or time, we can talk about me picking. I was the one that was picking Bree up from the airport. So
Which
it was not an Uber. And she
which
said she
time?
would every time she flew home from Texas.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hmm. Well, of course, not the ones after October.
Right.
I wasn't around.
Yeah, she said
I
her
wasn't around.
driver. It just sounds like you just got taken advantage of, and that's really fucking shitty.
The thing about it is that I, I didn't care about the little lies that she would tell, like, oh, she took an Uber back from the airport, when I clearly picked her up with no luggage, like those kind of things.
Right.
Yeah. And you just start noticing things, and it was like, I just can't be a part of this anymore. It
Right.
was literally
Too much.
spilling over into my family life. It was affecting my family life.
Someone just said Bree introduced Ruby as her dog nanny to her friends. How embarrassing.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. It just seems like a chaotic way to fucking live. To
yeah.
constantly have to be keeping up with your lies and like always having it sounds fucking horrible. But it's like you can't feel bad at this point.
Well, I literally, like I told you about my son, I literally was sitting on the end of my bed. This was probably like the middle of October. And I started crying, and my daughter asked me what was wrong. And I said, if I'm going to put this much energy into something, then it should be McLeod. That's my son's name.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's the truth. Why am I wasting my energy on these people that honestly they don't care. They think that it's owed to them. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, and it's because you're a good person. So you
Yeah.
find someone, you end up caring for them. So you want to help her. You want to pick her up from there. You don't care, you want to give her the baby gown. You want to do these things because you've grown a love for this
Yeah.
person.
I
And then
mean,
at
the
the end of
whole
the
like baby announcement and everything. Me and my daughter did that charcuterie board. Like all of that stuff. The
like a
balloons,
family member at the end of the day.
the balloons with the promise ring.
Yeah.
Girl, I sat in the
Gosh.
car for 2 hours with all those freaking roses in my car because Santos couldn't get Bree to leave the house. It was just like,
Wow. And you could do all that for them and
yeah.
show this poof. Like
Hmm.
it was fucking nothing. And that shows the kind of people they are. And that really, really fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You
And the
did
thing
pick
about it is that I really thought that maybe I could be an example for her. Being here in California, it's a whole different lifestyle here. And I've been here long enough, not only with my daughter growing up in the industry and seeing things, but also with me being in the cannabis business. One of the reasons why I got out of it, and I am an avid, and I use probably 24/7 because I don't want to take any pills. I just don't.
It's so beneficial.
And I do have my medical card, even though we are recreational. Thank you very much.
Right.
I got the receipt. So, but I lost my thought. See, guys, that's what happens when you eat your vegetables. I don't know. The cannabis business, even the legal part of it, it's always going to be the drug business.
Yeah.
Like there would be situations that I was in that I was like, I should not be here right now.
Right.
And I missed the corner so many times that I was like, okay, I'm too old to go to jail now.
Right.
I don't need to be
I
at the
wouldn't
wrong
make
place,
it. Oh, I'm
at the
sorry.
wrong time. I don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just getting a snack.
So I basically started taking care of dogs and doing stuff like that, and kind of switching over from
Did
what I was
you
doing.
pay for the vet stuff like when you guys were still cool? Like, so did when you took him to get his shots and all of that, was that
I paid for all of that.
they've never paid for it?
Yeah, she paid for one visit because of him keeping pooping blood. I was like, I really feel like he needs to go to the vet. It's not normal. So, I took him to the vet and he got medicine that time. And that's when she took him to Texas.
When, yeah.
Yeah. And so, she paid for that visit. There was a visit that I took him to where I picked him up and I don't know, I was just worried about how he was acting.
Right.
And that's when I found out he wasn't microchipped.
Oh, okay.
And so, with me working with some animals and stuff, I know a lot of people that know like rescues and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And they literally said if you can get her to agree to sell you the dog, that's the best way.
Yeah.
Or if the dog's microchipped in your name, 90% of the law is possession. And so,
Well, you got him microchipped in your name, right?
yeah.
So do you think you could fight that, taking it back, or that's just not even a fight that you want to even?
I just feel me taking care of him. I don't think I probably would have never gotten Teddy if I hadn't taken care of Chrome. Because I just felt when I first started taking care of Chrome, his personality was amazing. The older he got, he had a little bit. He would be sleeping, and then in the middle of his sleep, just get up and just act like he was going to kill something, like a little PTSD.
Well, honestly, I've seen, and this is just me seeing stuff they clip, or that they've posted. It doesn't seem like Santos is very gentle with him. I'll say that, I guess.
So, there's things that I did when I had him, and when I got the report, I was just like, I can't, and I had returned him, thinking I was never going to see him again. There's a text thread that I sent Bree, where I told her I would always be here for her and Chrome, but I just couldn't with Santos, because the threats are really you're a 20-year-old man and you're going to come you're threatening a 55-year-old woman that's done nothing to you but show you the mirror and say, look at the man that you're looking at.
He's gonna be the demise of her. She's gonna be the demise of herself, and she's an adult and she can make her own decisions. But I think it's really it started. Santos was the beginning of the end for her.
It's just it's chaotic. I'll just tell you that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. And the thing about it is that Bree could have been something. She could have gone a different route. And it's just crazy to me how many of these girls are like this on TikTok. Now that I've gotten on and I start looking, now that I have time on my hands.
Yeah. You get a little money and a little clout, and then
I'm like, who is this and what is that? And oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it also amazes me too, grown women sometimes what they're saying and how they're acting. So
The things I've seen on here and the lengths people will go is disgusting.
yeah. And unfortunately, I've seen some things, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. You know, like I said, a lot of kids kind of grew up on my living room floor. Um, Dancers, actors, whatever. And so, um, I've seen some of the girls go down the road, but also get out of it. So I kind of know that lifestyle that Bree and them do.
Right.
Like I know about K Town. You know, we would have buyers come in that would come into the distros and they would want tables at K Town. So they're basically karaoke rooms, is what they are. It's like party girl rooms,
Mm.
you know. And these girls get desperate because they're out here trying to act or, trying to do something, and they think that it's going to be handed to them, and you got bills to pay.
And then you just, before you know it, you are so far in.
Yeah, yeah.
So what was your experience with Ruby? Obviously, I mean, is there any like, I don't know. I don't like her either, obviously, but they were wondering if there was a fallout between you and Ruby, which I'm assuming it was just basically with Brie goes Ruby,
Yeah.
like that seems pretty I mean, Ruby seems to do whatever Brie.
So with Ruby, basically, kind of what happened was there was an incident that happened during Mexico. Um, and she wouldn't be accountable for it. And I was just kind of like, I'm done. Like, I'm done.
Ruby wouldn't be, or Brie wouldn't be accountable for it.
Ruby would not be accountable for what happened.
Interesting. Yeah, none of them come across like they could take accountability for fucking anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I was at her house, when I went to go pick up Chrome, they had already left. And so I was gathering up all of Chrome's stuff and saying goodbye to everybody. And all the kids were kind of in a circle. And I looked at them, I says, I don't even know where to start to hug y'all goodbye. And all of them put their arms around me and gave me the biggest hug. It was the sweetest thing.
Aww.
Yeah. So,
Guys, she's kind of being more, she can't give a lot of info like what happened in Mexico. So she's kind of just saying what it is she feels comfortable saying right now.
yeah, there was just an issue.
Yeah. She's not going to be
Right now,
able to
it's not really the time or the place, but
Yeah. We're not going to get in and dig into every little thing right now.
it's one of those. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, girl, really, you're not going to be accountable for this.
Mhm.
It's one of those things.
Yeah. So she's not saying it's because it's just not the time, but
Yeah, it's not relevant right now.
yeah.
Yeah. So, um, and it sucks living in Lancaster. Let me tell you what. I will tell you what. Like, a lot of the farmers that I worked with, their farms are in Palmdale, in the desert out there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that y'all don't know, like, I have done everything in the industry. Okay, I had a trim team of 25 Russians that none of them spoke English, so I had to have an interpreter, and they were my trim team. Like, that's a chapter of my life, isn't it? So, and I've also been a long haul driver, where I would pick up from the farm and then bring to the distros. So I've kind of done a little bit. I've lived on a farm, worked in a grow. I've kind of done everything.
Yeah.
So Palmdale.
Katie just said the homeless population in Lancaster is insane. They fit in. That is very true.
Oh my gosh. Like, it is. Winnie came from Palmdale, my daughter's bulldog, and I actually got her off Craigslist, and I think she was stolen. We think Winnie was stolen. Like, my daughter's dog, like, I bought her off Craigslist for Christmas.
Uh-oh. Well,
Yeah.
you got her microchipped.
Yeah, she's microchipped now. Yeah, when we bought her, but I bought her for $900 off Craigslist. And now that I came home and when we gave her the dog, I was like, it was so weird. It was like it was an Airbnb. Like, I don't know if those were like the real owners.
Whoopsie.
So yeah, but yeah, Chrome's a special soul.
Oh. Well, it looks like they might be homeless again because there's supposedly a gas leak or something in their Airbnb. Oh, their rental, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
No, it's Bree saying she can't stay in Lancaster anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knew that was just a matter of time.
Yeah. I remember even when they were talking about looking for a house and where they were going to go. And she was like, oh, hell no, I don't want to go to the desert. I do not want to go to the desert. It is the drive. The reason it
2
takes
hours
so
outside
long.
of LA, isn't it? Or it's still LA County, I think, or an
It's
hour and a
LA
half.
County, but you got to go through. There's several passageways out of LA that they call grapevines, and it's where it just goes circle. I mean, it is just like curvy as hell, and all it is truckers. Like it is one of the worst drives ever on the 14. You take the 14, and there's nothing there but dirt, and 18 wheelers. That's it.
Damn. Well, and Brie, I mean, obviously, but she wants to be in LA because it's LA. She wants to be like it's just all of like what
I don't know what her obsession is with that.
I mean, her obsession is so much so that she won't move to Texas. Like she wants to be in LA. So it's like
Yeah, I
just
wouldn't move to Texas either.
yeah. I mean, I probably would for my kid. I would move to anywhere,
Well, yeah,
but like it's obviously not like the ideal place you'd want. But like,
yeah. It would make sense. Like even her mom would be a couple of hours away. You know.
right?
Um. No, but she's good. She's good at manipulating. She's a master.
I'm sorry that you went through that and got taken advantage of like that, and she doesn't deserve you. You know?
You know, the thing about it is, if you look back at it, as all of this is going, the downfall of them kind of happened with that.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people aren't stupid. They know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was there enough.
Yeah.
So,
It was kind of the start of
and
whatever.
I'm sorry if somebody has stole my dog. The first thing I would have done is grab my dog and kiss it. Like, just the way that everything happened. She didn't give a shit about that dog.
No.
She could care less.
No,
That's why she
tell
named it.
Santos, and then it was like, oh shit, now I need to get him back. So how can I fucking spin this? And then
Yeah. So it's it was so hard sitting down and telling my daughter the whole truth.
yeah,
Oh my God.
easy to get sucked into.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you're there, and then it's just constant and more and more and
No,
more.
and
And then
you're
before you know it, it's
constantly questioning yourself. And we had a friend's Izzy that did her wig, the blonde wig.
yeah, the wig.
Yeah,
I remember that wig.
she was living with us. That's how she got the wig done, because Izzy has moved here because he's a hairdresser.
Mm.
So, and he just got out of school. So he came and stayed with us for like 3 months to see if he wanted to stay in LA. And he did a lot she did a lot for Bree. And there was a point to where, looking back at my texts, I was questioning everything that he was doing. And that was so wrong of me. Like, there's just things that I look at and I'm like, that's not my character. Why
Right.
would I even say that? So you get sucked into the drama.
Yeah, you can't beat yourself up too much because how easy it would be to get sucked into it. And
Yeah.
then just, you know,
Yeah. And Bree probably can't tell you really one thing about me, honestly. You know, the thing,
yeah.
I
Or
was just
anything that's
there.
truth, I guess. I mean,
Mhm.
she can make when they can't find something about someone, then they start making up lies. That's like
Yeah.
with me, like they were trying to find stuff on me, they couldn't, so then they
Well,
just
she takes a little bit of the truth and then they spin it out on a lie. That's what they do.
yeah.
So it does kind of make everybody question what's going on.
Yeah, but I feel like they're getting worse at that, and now it's to the point where it's like they're not getting the view. Like we were looking at their Snapchat views, like they're not like because nobody believes a word that comes out of their mouth. I mean, they could be like, "What you
Yeah.
eat for breakfast?" and they'll be like, "Oh, they had fucking eggs when they really had toast." I mean, so
Yeah.
it's getting to the point where people don't even want to watch them anymore because
I don't watch them. I don't watch them at all. The only way that I know anything about it is if somebody sends it to me.
right,
You know, and that's the thing about it is like with 2K and his mom, like now that I go and like read the comments and stuff cuz my daughter's like read the comments, mom. Um the stuff that they get tagged in, like the amount of stuff that probably gets sent to them is probably unreal.
oh yeah,
I just can't even imagine. Like, because I see them tagged in like almost everything that is sent to me that's kind of like negative, you
right,
know? And then you go to read the comments and they're just tagged in it over and over again. And they've been doing this for a year now.
yeah.
Not,
There's
if
no way.
not longer than that, probably.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way that they could watch all of that.
Yeah. So I went back and I still haven't caught up on the full story of Bree R. Santos. I'm kind of like January 2025 is kind of where I'm at, kind of learning the story because I really didn't know.
Like the beginning of them type thing.
Yeah, because I didn't
Oh,
really know like the whole story. Like even with the Ash Trevina stuff, like I saw her a couple of times in videos, and I was just like, what, you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
I've never been able to follow along. Like the Ash Trevino stuff has never made sense to me. I
yeah,
think it's to the point now that she has just done so many people just don't like her at this point. But it does. It goes back so far. Even like I only really started watching and stuff like it was like a couple months before the MILF House, and then I kind of started all of this stuff. So like, and it goes on so much before that too. There's just so much.
yeah. So yeah, it definitely was a shit show for 5 months, and it just got heavier and heavier.
And just yeah, wow,
I mean, it literally feels like when I think about it, I feel like it was years, and it was only 5 months.
yeah.
You know,
And
and
then
she was very trusting with everything. Even my daughter said, "If she's this trusting with you, how trusting is she with everybody else?" Like she would give me her phones and stuff to hold, and I would just hold them. Like I would, you know, I don't care. I'm not that person.
right, but I'm sure there are a lot of the people that are close to her now aren't like that. Like
Yeah.
aren't like don't have good intentions. I don't think
Right.
so.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know. It seems like it all like kind of all did start kind of as a skit, but it's also part of their real life.
Right. I think they get so consumed by the skits and all of that that yeah, it kind of morphs into real at the end of the day, but it's I
Yeah.
don't know, it's fucking trippy.
And every time something bad would happen, that's when Ruby would go on live like 2 days later, you know, to kind of do like damage control or whatever, you know, whatever she was doing. It
But
never failed.
yeah, but now even that is done for because now nobody fucking believes a thing that Ruby says. Nobody fucks with Ruby anymore. Nobody even really wants to watch her. If they do, it's just she's even nobody believes anything that these people claim.
Yeah.
So even if it's genuine, nobody's going to believe it. It's like exactly you were saying. It's the boy who cried wolf or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it really is. And that's what that's what it's come down to. And just everything that they've done. Like, half of my friends don't even know about this stuff because I'm so embarrassed about it.
yeah,
Like, how in the world?
you can't.
So
You can't. You
I'm
got
not. I got
manipulated and taken advantage of, and they took your kindness and took advantage of that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
exactly.
And
Nobody.
it just the whole baby issue and everything like that is just, it's just kind of just disturbing. And that's something that I'll touch on later also.
Yeah.
When the time is right, I
Yeah.
don't mind talking about it because I mean it's truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's truth, and it's just like somebody needs to be accountable here for this.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, and it doesn't all have to get talked about now, does it? We have to, it's just, I'm glad this was a good, everyone got to know you a little bit, talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll come on another time too. And just, someone has to fucking hold these people accountable,
Yeah. And I'm just patiently waiting. I'm going to let LAPD do their job.
Yeah. You don't want to say too much and do anything that would jeopardize any accountability that they can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. And it really, like, me being around MJ is one of the funniest and the sweetest person you will ever meet. Like,
Poor guy.
every time I went to their house, he would get up, make me something to eat, like have me eat, take care, and to see him come here to the apartment and behave with them like they did.
Like they bring out the worst in everyone around them.
Yeah. And MJ and some of the videos that MJ has on black gloves, I'm like, really? Wow. This is the same person? Like, so nice. One of the nicest people. Always ask me, how are you doing? How is your daughter doing? Like, genuine. It's just, I don't know, it's fucked up.
It is.
And it's just crazy. It's crazy. I just can't even believe that I was part of it. So
you can't give yourself a hard time. And honestly, there's been not one negative comment this whole night about you. Everyone supports you in here. Everyone, so just don't be hard on yourself because people are.
I have fought a lot of battles.
Yeah.
My daughter, after they do the sentencing for her criminal crime that she was a victim of, there is a girl here that does a lot of interviews, like kind of stuff like that, and she's going to go and that's kind of her story to tell.
Yeah.
But I've been through a lot, so just this alone, this is nothing to me.
Just a little blip.
This is nothing to me. No, these are children.
Yeah.
These are children.
Quite literally, yeah.
Next time you come to my house, if you could walk in through that door, you need to be prepared for the consequences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody should have a long time ago bent every single one of them. Their mama should have bent them over their knee and gave them a good ass whipping.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's exactly how I feel. Ruby should be ashamed of herself acting the way she is.
Uh-huh. He's going down the same fucking road that they are. And they're just taking her down with them. Well, she's already down. I mean, but don't even get me started on her.
And the thing about it, Bree is so smart. Bree could wiggle her way out of this, and Santos and Ruby and all of them go down for everything she's done.
Yeah, she probably could. Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
No, I know.
Find another sugar daddy.
You could.
She is the queen of manipulation. That is for sure.
100%.
I hate it you can't see my snacks.
No, I'm just mowing on these sun chips, but
Yeah.
I'll
But
have to go live again soon, and I'm glad you came up, and I'm glad everyone is respectful and supportive, and it's just horrible that they put you through all this.
yeah. Well, like I said, I believe that everything negative there has to be a positive. It's kind of one of those black and white things. You know, me being a nurse, I learned a long time ago that, you know, with life comes death,
Yeah.
things like that. And they're you know, for some reason, they were, for some god awful reason, she answered my message on Instagram. And it just kind of whirlwind like that.
Listen, maybe you are gonna get on here, you're gonna start TikTok shop, and you're gonna fucking sell all the fucking couches and do all the things, and
Oh
then
my god, like my daughter
helper and all of that stuff.
yeah.
Who knows what it is, you know? But it is
I think
something.
we have every size of Maddie the Maddie pads, the new dog beds that are the big things.
You should, and hopefully everyone in here, all 300 of you, you should have. Everyone go follow Grams, and then yes, and then
Yeah.
show us all the things.
No, y'all should love it. My daughter got me tap shoes for Christmas, so I'm gonna start taking tap lessons.
Oh, how fun! Oh, I love that.
No, we're ready. I'm ready to be ridiculous. I don't mind them calling me the old lady. I've been waiting for that for a very long time because now I don't have to be accountable for my actions.
Oh, they said you're private, so you might just have a lot of follower requests. But if you go on private, it will, I think, accept them all. I don't know.
I don't think I'm on private.
Oh, someone said I tried. She's on private. No, a lot of just followed. Man, you are probably just a freaking.
You know, and the next night we're gonna have to talk about, you know, that crazy ass picture that Ruby posted of me dressed up when I was trying to be silly. Okay, well that character has a name and her name is Loretta. So there will be nights where it might not be Grams, it could be Loretta.
I love that.
Like literally my kids, my I could look at my kids and I would be like, do you want me to get Loretta? And they would literally just stop what they were doing.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Next,
So
yeah.
yeah, so for Ruby to show, when Ruby showed that picture, we were all dying laughing, going, "Oh my God, Loretta made TikTok."
So funny. I love that.
Yeah,